Trying to reconnect. Yeah, we're south of the Canton Wide, north of Oakwood, and you and I just witnessed a grass rig and a pumper. That's what you're looking at now. There was a fire starting to build. In fact, there's one right up on top of the hill. As that thing built, the embers were being carried up by the thermals, the heat, and that's how these fires spread. They could carry up 50, 100 yards out ahead of it and restart another fire. But these guys knew what they were doing. They got in there, they cut the fence, got on top of it, and got that fire knocked down. Back to you, Jed.
Up on the hill above you.
I think something started over here, Marty.
Do what, Deb?
I'm wondering if something started over here to our right.
Oh, to our right?
Yes.
Oh, no. Jed, those embers did start a fire on the south side of the road. I'm going to move up and get a shot of it.
No, then you gotta move. That fire truck's coming this way.
I wonder why he's coming this way. Straighten the camera. Hi guys.
You brightness.
I follow everybody everywhere. Just did a hit, man. Those guys just knocked that down. Did it jump? It looks like there's a glow on this.
Well, there is, and that's what we were trying to get in there to see if it. There's a lot of black over there, but we don't know if it's in the black or not.
Okay. Well, whatever that was right there on that side, I caught them right when they went in and it was getting bigger. You could see the embers floating up, you know, the floaties coming across, and I thought they got it in time, but I can see a glow now over on the south side. Yeah. Right up there. Our fires are going down. I mean, I'm not finding that many hot spots. This right here was the biggest one I'd found that y'all had been in on.
Yeah, it was on, I don't know, I'm all messed up.
This is 70. This is east-west 70, and that's north.
But yeah, we were down another mile, and they had a big flare up earlier, and we knocked it all down, came back up. Somebody said we didn't need to worry about it because it was
We'll put you on right there, Facebook Live.
This field was all there's a wheat field over there on the other side, farther west. And they said it's wheat field over there, and this is all burnt. And then we came down here, and it was roaring, and we're like, this isn't burnt, so that's why we jumped in on this right here.
Yeah.
And got in there and got it knocked out. But
well, so everybody, what I found is that people want to know who I'm talking to. So give me your name and your fire department and your partner over there.
I'm Colton Castle. I'm the fire chief of Jet Fire Department.
Colton Castle, fire chief, Jet. Yeah, you send me messages quite a bit, don't you? Okay. Yep. Hey, let me tell you, all those things that you send me, I use those.
Yep.
Sometimes it gets overwhelming on I mean, with so much information, and I may not reply, but I'm reading it. Believe me.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, I'm here with the Alfalfa County Task Force, and we're actually getting ready to check out at 9 o'clock.
Oh, head back home?
Well, we've got a relief crew coming in. We've been here since about 4 o'clock yesterday. We came in at midnight.
Jed, if you're talking to Marty, I thought we had fire extension, but Colton Castle with the Jet Fire Department is sitting here talking to me right now. Tell me about some fires. Here he is on the big camera, and there's Facebook Live. So I'm talking to him right now, and he's been explaining some of the firefighting they've been doing. They're fixing to get relieved. When did y'all get here, Colton?
Well, our task force got dispatched at about 4 o'clock yesterday. And so they got here probably about 6 o'clock and fought till midnight, a little after midnight. So we met at Cleo Springs at midnight, our relief crew did, and then came out here.
I'm just showing. I got our camera showing Colton Castle from the Jet Fire Department. Just, yeah, Colton Castle. Jed likes your last name.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, he says yours is good too, Jed. So Helena just pulled out behind him. Somebody else. So they evidently have got a knockdown on her, or all the guys wouldn't be here. So.
You thought you'd hide from me.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on Facebook Live here, and you're going back on this camera. So right now, yeah, you walked right into a hornet's nest, didn't you? Yeah. So I was just talking to Colton. He was kind of telling us these guys got dispatched at 4 o'clock yesterday, worked till midnight. When did y'all come back out? Did you go past midnight?
We got here. What did we get? We here 1. Probably?
Yeah, we left at midnight.
Yeah, we left Cleo Springs at midnight and took over for our other crew.
Okay, so they got here about 1 o'clock this morning, Jed. And they're fixing to get released, what, 8?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, they will get released, so they still got 2.5 hours of fun and excitement. Now, are you all seeing a lot less of the big fires? I mean, I can't see any.
Yeah.
It's all spot fires.
Because we were up by the chain ranch when it jumped over.
Uh-huh.
And Amadeo was roaring through there.
Yeah.
And we were actually sitting there protecting the house for a while. And then once it all got past the house.
They were up on the chain ranch and protecting a house this morning. They got out here about midnight, and they're going to get released at 9 a.m. Helena, Jet, here's some more firefighters kind of clogging up the road, but they're looking at another spot fire. So they're going to back up and go after it. Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, Colton here has been sending me messages for a long time, and I use his information. Did you say you're chief over there, Colton? So he's the chief at the Jet Fire Department, Colton Castle. So right here, the guy's getting loaded up in the carriage. I'm gonna pull up. I want you to see. Maybe they'll record on it or something.
This is my firefighter, Logan Reinhardt.
Logan Reinhardt. Well, that's a good name. You can just see his feet, but they're getting ready to go. So y'all going back, back north, south? Okay. All right. So, thanks, guys. So, these guys are fixing to go right back down the road and to the south. They've got a little spot fire they're going to jump on. So Helena's right here ahead of me, and I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to let all the cars go, or trucks go around. He's getting up there in his carriage, starting the pump, a remote start on the pump. Right there's his picture. Colton's turning around behind me, the Jet Fire Chief. I think I can get out of the way a little better right here, get up on this side. So I'm gonna move up here. So there went Jet and Helena, and we will follow them. Well, that place on the left is flared back up, but they're going to a different fire. They must have heard of another one. I see a glow off to our south. That's a brush pile. Oh, right there. Okay. Oh, it's been a creek bottom or a lake pond bottom or something, because there's a big old dam looking thing around it. They're going to drop over the hill. Look at the glow right there. You can see the glow. I don't believe I'm going to be able to get a picture of the fire from where we're at on the road though. I'll see if I can find another way to get on this one. Another little fire across the road. And we got about another half hour. Can you see it back in there?
Oh yeah, you'll be able to up here.
Here's a gate. About another half hour we'll be on TV. Pulling up to a white gate. We're going to get the shot established to see. Yeah, there's a little bit of flame in there. There we go. So guys, you're looking, well, that fire truck, he's coming back out over the hill. There's our fire. It's down, it looks like in a bottom of a pond or something. Probably a bunch of debris down in there. Burn spots all over right here. So, like I was saying, my stomach's growling. I'm ready for a big breakfast somewhere and a cup of coffee.
A cup of coffee.
Yeah. So if a restaurant in Sealing is open, we're going to go to it. Sit down and eat. So we'll go till 7 a.m. with TV. We'll keep the stream up as we head back towards Sealing. We could stay out all day, I'm sure, but we are exhausted. And so we're going to eat, go home, and regroup, take a nap. We slept 3 hours, right at 3 hours last night. Matt called me right when I went to sleep around 12:31 this morning, but what the problem was, he and David were watching our GPS and I stopped and I was on the river bottom. Well, that's where Jared and Sharice live, daughter and son-in-law. They live just as a crow flies, probably a half mile to the south of the river bottom up on a hill. So they were concerned that something happened to me. So Matt called. Well, that woke us up, and so immediately went back to sleep. So I'm imagining 2.5, 3 hours sleep's what we got last night. So we haven't had a shower, haven't shaved. Smell like a smoke bomb. So we're looking at that. Now we got some flames. Trying to tell if they're coming to me. Well, what that is, I'm sure, is a pile of tree limbs.
We were earlier by the pond.
And Colton Castle, he pulled out and pulled up next to me. I didn't know who he was, and he said, "We've been watching you." So that's the second firefighter this morning that's been watching us on Facebook Live. So we are south of the Canton Y, north of Oakwood, and like Colton was saying, the fires are getting smaller. They're spot fires, and nothing in a line like we had yesterday that was monstrous. And it may be because the wind shifted, it burned back into itself, burned back into the black. So a lot of this is flank fires, side fires, not really a strong southward facing fire, huh? So there it is in real life. It's kind of blurry. Look at there. Sun's coming up in the east. I'm going to roll down the window. So there's a little pile of a old dead tree that's burned up. You can see the blue lights right in here of a fire truck. Where else? Then you can see that's what I'm showing you on the screen. That's a zoomed in view. There's a view like a pond or something, because it looks like there's a dam around it. So that fire's not going to go anywhere. It's contained. Colton was talking about another area where they had a wheat field and a something in a burned area. So the fire was burning back into that. Had no fuel to burn, so it was going out. So that's, I'm looking, I'm about half mile west of Highway 270. I'm looking south, and they've got that fire down in that bottom. There's a fire truck right over here. And that's looking back east at the beautiful sunrise. And I only see one puff of smoke back east. The only thing that's going to put out all these fires is a rain or snow. I've had people asking when will they be out, when will they be controlled. They will not be until we get moisture. We had a tree the other day there at Woodward. It was a huge cottonwood. It was rotten. And there went Colton Castle with Jet. Anyway, it had went up inside that cottonwood that was rotten, and it traveled up through the limbs. And you get something like that, it could be up in there for 2, 3, 4 weeks. So the guys pulled off this. No, there's still red lights in there. I can see them. So there's somebody there. They may be out of water. But nothing's out of control like it was yesterday. Spot fires. They're still going to have to... okay, Darren, it's got a good fire near Thomas. So Thomas would be straight south. And that fire is... that's kind of where it stalled when we had the north... No, let's see. That was... Yeah, the north winds on Friday pushed the fire down there. So, we've all, I think Val, Allen, myself, we've all been at Thomas for 4 or 5 days covering that fire. It was burning in the river. I think it finally got out of the river, and it's been moving around. Jed, there's 2 of us, myself and Darren Stevens from Tulsa, Channel 6. He helps us a lot. And guys, I have no idea how close the fire is to Thomas. I haven't been down there. Darren's there. If they take Darren, he may explain where he's at, but I can't hear him on our Gettner for some reason. Okay, so I'm gonna scan around. Oh my. Oh. Courage. Hi, Roseanne. Yeah. Camargo, no, because updates on Camargo. No, we have nobody over there. Alan was there last night, and the last I heard, when the wind shifted, he was calling it a firestorm. But this one's calmed down a lot. That one I'm sure has, but we can't cover them all, so I don't know right now. So Jed will probably, I think he's doing his Facebook Live right now. And we will probably, either us or Darren will do another hit.
We need to go by the chain ranch.
Okay, that's east towards Kent.
It's going to be on that Kent. Yeah. Right.
Okay. Well, Debbie said we're going to go towards the chain ranch. Is that, we won't be able to do it before, you mean just go?
What is it?
Peanuts.
Honey roasted.
The one of the last I got from a deputy an hour, let me see, 6:30, 5:30, hour and a half ago, was at Sealing. 270 was shut down. 9 miles west of Watonga, it was shut down. And he also thought that coming west out of Canton on 51, it was closed. So, and he wasn't real sure if they were still closed. He was tired like we are, and that's just the last information he heard. Now, if you find a roadblock, you decide to go around it, there are numerous power poles and lines laying across the roads. I don't know, and nobody knows if all of them are dead. No power. So, earlier somebody needed to go to Oklahoma City from Woodward, and they were just going to go over to Fairview, Moreland, Bouse Junction. You do not turn south at Bouse Junction because that takes you to Sealing. So go from Bouse Junction over to Orienta and go south through Fairview. Eating a breakfast of peanuts right now. Want more?
No. I want coffee.
Jed saying they're waiting on a situation report from forestry. Usually comes out about right now, tell about fire spread and what they expect to happen. Also will tell what they expect to happen. Roseanne, if my body was going to a shock, that would happen the other day when I was trying to get the cattle out and I had to run. For an old fat guy, that's not a good thing. Marty's okay. We're going to do Darren first. Tell Darren he just wants to be special and be off by himself. Okay, well, Colton also was telling me that the spot fires are what we have now, not a long line. Oh yeah, but I mean, we're, you know, thousands of acres. You'll get the big ones knocked out, but there's always going to be embers. The only thing that will control this is a rain or snow. Okay, they want peanuts as a pre-breakfast meal. Jed said they're going to start with Darren Stevens, do about 10 to 15 seconds with him, and then come to me, we'll do the same. All right, got my peanuts wolfed down.
Now I get to hear you clean your
Huh?
food. Nothing.
Boy, it's really getting light now. Fire, that's the deal, you know, nighttime fire's going to show up really good, and now with the sun coming up, that fire that we're looking at right down here just doesn't look as impressive. But Cherry, Bouse Junction, you do not want to go south at Bouse Junction. That takes you right back into Ceiling. And if you're going to try to go from Woodward to Oklahoma City, I would suggest Moreland, Bouse Junction, Orienta, south through Fairview. $63 homes destroyed. Man. I don't even know how you could count them with all the smoke we had. With the less smoke today. By the way, the Forestry Service, they have a computer system that they go around, and when they find something, they can mark it with a GPS marker, and then they will type in like house, barn. Now there goes a fire truck scooting right on to the west. There goes another one. I don't see any smoke back that way, but those guys are heading back up. I'm really starting to see the grass blowing really good right there. So the wind's... I'm gonna turning the scanner up, see if I can hear them.
Work all the way around that edge or not, but down in there, you're right. Around on the other side of that fire, there's some little stuff burning out in the middle of some big grass.
So if they got some floaties of some kind going. Must be a command talking to the firefighters saying, look at something in some grass. It's right here close to us, but it's probably a mile circle in here of firefighters and spot fires.
Pointed right at some kind of spotted out in the middle.
Yeah, I think one thing that helped, you know, we had the strong south winds yesterday, and then we went to a north wind. Sometimes that'll, you know, you're burning the fire right back into the black. So then you're starting to break up your big fires. You get into spot fires, a lot easier to manage. That's what they're doing now. Just talked to Colton Castle, fire chief from Jet, and they've been here since midnight last night. They will be released at 9 a.m. this morning, bringing in another strike team. Thank you to all the firefighters in Oklahoma. It's going to take effort for several more days. Back to you, Jed. No, the only thing I'm hearing is the firefighters with forestry. I talked to some from Florida, Tennessee yesterday, and those are coming in from all over with heavy equipment and also fire rigs. The only thing that will put this fire out is a rain or a snow. Okay. All right, are you wanting to go, are you wanting to go there just to look or for a report, Debbie? The chain, because was that Colton that said they went to Chain Ranch? Okay. Well, the boss says she wants to go look at Chain Ranch, so let's go. Getting a text message. Beaver thing.
What was your text message?
From KWEY in Weatherford. They're wanting to know if I can give them Darren's phone number. They want to call him. But I've got to wait till Jed gets off air because Darren and I can't talk back and forth. I want to make sure before I give you his number out, it's okay. We're back 270. Have some trucks headed eastbound. And here's a strike team right there. Oh, I'm going to get out and stretch my legs for just a little bit.
Not very long, please.
No, I know. I really do. I got to get out and
I really got to have some coffee.
I know. So do I. Oh, my goodness. Do you need any water, Dad? Okay. Okay, let's go see what else we can dive off into. Jed. Oh, is he on? I'm sorry, I've got a radio station in Weatherford that wants to know if they can get Darren's phone number. They're watching his stream and they want to visit with him. Can you hey, I can hear Darren now. Darren. Hey, a radio station in Weatherford has just asked if they could give you a call, or I can look up their number and you can call them. They want to report on the Thomas fire that's close to Weatherford. All right, do you want me to give them your number? Okay. Okay, now I'm Facebook Live on my end. There, everybody will hear it. Is that going to be okay? Or do you want me to hang up and do it different? Okay. All right. Thanks, Darren. I'll get it to him right now. I'm sorry. I'll text him back. Yeah, it won't go out. Okay, Darren, you're going to be getting a call in just a little bit. You're going to be famous. Okay. All right. Okay. We're going to head back north. See what these guys are doing. That's clear. This appears to be clear. It looks like to me, guys, the 270. There's Drummond, Helena. Who's this? Goldtree. That's what we just went by. Now here's the first semi. Is he a water hauler? No, that's anhydrous ammonia. So there's a chance that the 270's open again. So we're going back up to Canton Y. So guys, we will go off TV at 7. We're gonna follow along with this as we go back to the east. Oh, I'm hearing that Jim Gardner is going to be in the air coming up this way also. So be sure and watch the station's feed. I'm going to stay right here with Facebook Live for a while longer. We're going to hit the Canton Y and then we're going to go east. Yeah, there's another car. So evidently a roadblock has been released at Sealing. It's, I guess, not a lot of traffic. It could be somebody just coming out on the road. Little fire here to our left, our west, by the pond. Little Rogue Creek, there's a little fire just off to the west. Yeah, there's a little patch of wheat. Man, it got burned. Big time burn. Canton along long, well, I'll tell you in just a little bit. We are fixing to probably about 3 miles be at the Canton Y, and we're going to go eastbound and see what it's like. Some firefighters this morning said they'd been about 3 miles east on 51. That's towards Canton. That's as far as they'd went. Fighting fire in there. Oh, I'm seeing spot fires everywhere, but no great big fires, just spot fires. Oh my. You know what's bad? You go home and you want to wash your clothes, and you do wash your clothes, and you got your coat, but what happens the next day? You get up, we've done this 7 days in a row, you just smell like smoke again. So my coats, I just quit washing them, and until we get the fires out, I may even take my pickup into somebody in Woodward and have it cleaned inside and out. Just try to get some of the smoke smell out, and then change a filter on the in-cab air filter. And hopefully we start chasing storms and I don't smell like a smoke bomb. I think we're about a mile from the Canton Y now. Look, both sides of the road are just gone. Especially over on the west side. That's this moonscape. Below sand's already started up, little sand dunes. So right here's our Canton Y. Always got hit with a gust there. More traffic, so possibly the roadblocks are being let up. So, but you're gonna have to check with like Dewey County Sheriff's Office to make sure, because our information that was at 5. Yeah, that was at 5:30 this morning. So things are changing. Right here is James and Lisa's place. School's block. Got an Airstream. Alright, there's the sun coming up. Winds, yeah, they're still gusty. They're way off what we were. There's some barn or something has burned up. They're way off the speeds they were last night, starting at 10 or whatever it was last night. They're not near as bad. So now we are westbound, no, excuse me, we are eastbound Highway 51 from the Canton Y. And there's a little cemetery, burned through the cemetery. There's a tree on fire in there. Where it's hollow. So we just left the Canton Y, we're eastbound. Again, it's a moonscape. This is why firefighters were going into Oakwood last night. What you're seeing burn on both sides in Oakwood south of us, and I don't know how far, like, 5 to 10 miles, I don't know. It's a ways down there. But the fire reaction last night, was so ferocious and fast that you had to get out ahead 5 miles of whatever if you wanted to try to save something. Still burned on both sides. Well, here on the left side, oh, they had plowed about 50 feet wide right there. That stopped that advancement on that side. So I think this is the chain ranch right here on the left side. Those aren't longhorn. I don't know what kind of cattle.
There's elk in there.
Oh, some elk in a high fenced area. So yeah, we are at the. I'll turn around and show that to you. We're at the chain ranch.